I've got the phone. I just gotta see if I called it. What's up, guys? That guy with the pencil here, and here to do a breakdown / live reaction and review to chapter 285 of Blue Manga, which is known as Contract. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited because if this chapter does what I think it's about to do, my toes are gonna curl through my feet. Oh Lord, have His mercy. So let's not waste any more time and let's hop right into it. Editing me, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do happen to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact, you may be wondering if you're new to the channel or if you just forgotten, because I've mentioned it a little bit. For a while, I've had this idea, this little read of the Neo Egotist League. Now, naturally, I've been wrong on certain reads before. Notably, I actually was kind of low-key confident in Henrik Sagi a little bit, and was wrong on that. And I was a little bit, let's just say my ankles were kind of shattered by Kaiser's backstory. And also, depending on how Ness uses, or gets used, or does not get used according to an interview, that also completely shattered my expectations. But I had a pretty general idea of the 4-game nature of the Neo Egotist League. And this was an early thing. You can go back to my first reviews of Blue Lock over, I think, either 2 years or earlier than 2 years ago now, which seems crazy to think about. But like, all the way back there, when I first started reviewing towards the end of Manshine, or towards the middle of Manshine, I had said that the Neo Egotist League is going to follow a 4-game structure. Game number 1, and specifically not 4-game structure just for the fact that it's literally 4 games for BM, but specifically 4-game structure for Isagi and Kaiser's dynamic. Game 1, Barcha, would be Isagi invading Kaiser's system and proving that he has value within it, thusly getting himself on the pitch, getting himself on the field. Game 2, in Manshine, would be Isagi Yoichi defeating Kaiser as a playmaker, simply outdoing him in terms of IQ, wits, and defeating him on the pitch in a way not necessarily the way a striker would, as in getting more goals or even getting a goal, but rather simply outdoing Kaiser in the mental way, using Kaiser's abilities to his betterment, and then allowing himself to overcome Kaiser and to feel that Kaiser found himself quite proud of as the master of BM. And then naturally, the 3rd game would be Isagi Yoichi defeating Kaiser as a striker. So then we would have everything. Isagi breaking the system, Isagi defeating Kaiser as a playmaker, and Isagi defeating Kaiser as a striker. So what would the 4th game be then? What would Isagi beat Kaiser as? Nothing. The 4th game would be these 2 individuals, the Divine Emperor chosen by the heavens and the Hero King raised up by the masses, deciding to work together. Finally, after all their animosity, after both proved themselves to each other, after both evolved off each other, this final game, PXG vs BM, would prove just such a clear and consistent challenge to them that ultimately they would have no choice but to align it within each other and truly work together, not accidentally as they've done many a time before, but no, properly acknowledge one another as equal individuals, rivals, and beings capable of making each other better and truly move forward as one. Now, as the game has gone on and gone this way and gone that way and shattered my ankles left and right, I still held hope. And now it's time to see if that hope is to be fulfilled. So let's not waste any more time. Let's hop right into chapter 285, Contract. Huh? Team up? Me? And Yoichi? Okay. Am I saying Yoichi right? I know you typically call me Isagi, but whatever, I do say Isagi Yoichi. But am I saying, is that correct? Is it Yoichi or Yoichi? Because I've heard both. And Yoichi sounds so specific that I'm genuinely afraid it may actually be the correct version. And you'd be like, whoa, what does that mean? There are ways, or there are other series where I've read entirely in my head, ignoring any sort of anime produced for it, unless I didn't hear the official name. And I still haven't, I've listened to the Blue Lock dub, but I don't think I've ever actually heard Isagi's name said in the Blue Lock dub. I've only listened to clips. So is it Yoichi or Yoichi? Because I say Yoichi because Yoi, as in Y-O-W, or not Y-O-W, Y-O-I, and Chi, as in Chi, like Chi from Dragon Ball. But is it Yoichi? As in Yo, E, but the E would obviously be I, so not Yoichi, but Yoichi. and then Chi would still be the same. I don't know. Please tell me down below. I'll probably, after this, I'll probably look up a clip and see if I can correct it, but I've been saying Yoichi for literally 2 years at this point. So, it'll be a tough break. Let's see. Team up. Me and Yoichi. See, look, I'm already breaking. Let's see. Have you lost your mind, Yoichi? I'm the one you want to kill, right? Oh! But you know what? I like that. I like how Kaiser's immediately like, buddy, you and I, we have a certain coexistence in this world, and it has never been positive. What are you cooking? I do love how that's Kaiser's immediate response. And the thing that I like the most about this is that it's not that Kaiser's immediately saying no. It's not like he's immediately walking away. The fact that he's still even engaging in the conversation, that lets me know that my parlay may just hit. But it goes to show how much Kaiser has changed. Because even if you were to ask probably like mid-Ubers Kaiser, he would have immediately walked away. He wouldn't like, what are you talking about? But ultimately, this 4-game sequence is truly broken Kaiser. The fact that this is what he acknowledges, not the fact that he's being asked by a filthy commoner to work with him. Not that it's Yoichi coming up and doing the same particular. No, it's the fact that he knows Yoichi at this point. He's seen what he is. Yoichi has proven himself to him. And to see him stoop in Kaiser's eyes, most likely, it's just confusing. That's why he asks, have you lost your mind? Like literally, it's just genuine shock and awe. Like, what are you cooking right now? Let's see what Yoichi has to say. So what? You get it too, don't you? At this rate, you'll never beat the geniuses. This is, once again, sort of an underlying current that I'm not too sure of overall. Like, and by sure of, I'm not exactly too sure how I feel about it. Like in the macro sense. It may be like, what are you talking about? I specifically mean this whole concept of geniuses versus talented learners. I like it in concept, and it makes sense. But I think I'll need more time. I think I'll need all the PhD to be out. I'll need to read it again, and I'll need to like sit down and think about it, because we have been dancing along this line. We've addressed the nature of those who are naturally talented versus those who are not. But this is the first time we've given such solid names to it. And once again, it definitely, like a lot of things in the New Udis League that I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see how this lasts long term, because like for all intents and purposes, the entire New Udis League has been the story of Isagi and Kaiser. Obviously, very specifically Isagi's story, but the story of Isagi and Kaiser. It's why almost every single other character who was important for a game or so has kind of faded into the background. They had their game highlight moment, but that was about it. Woo, sorry, but Barcha was kind of Kunigami's game. It's why this whole thing that he's done in this game is sit around and guard dog. Yuki Maya's game was Manshine. That's what he was the secondary character, main character for, and he was supporting that. And that's why we have not seen that man do much other than his poor time on the pitch in Ubers and literally not touch the field in PXG. And obviously, we do have Hiyori, who had basically all of Uber centered around him from the beginning of it all the way up until the end of it, even before and even a little bit after it. And he always had his moments here and there throughout this game. But with that being the case, it is their story. And the way it is their story, it definitely makes me wonder how well will that spread. Because with Kaiser being revealed to be a talented learner, not just a genius, Kaiser in fact is something he trained and developed based on his own rationality. Same thing with Isagi Yoichi. That's something, that is a story that can kind of only be told with and heavily highlighted upon with these two. Once we get Baro back, that's a genius. Once Rin and Isagi at the same time, that's a genius. Once Shido is back, that's a genius. Same thing with Bachira, same thing with Chigiri. Like, these are all geniuses. And they're all major characters. Don't get it twisted. Like, sure, do I expect Yukibara to do something? Probably. Do I expect Hiyori to do something? Probably. But even then, we're gonna have Hitoshi Sei back. So that's even questionable then. How much Hiyori's really gonna be relevant or cook, considering we're gonna have Sei on the team. So, like, I don't know. Maybe, but I suppose maybe that's probably the next step that actually follows this, as we see the power of a talented learner as a talented learner. Or we're probably going to see the power of, like, a genius as a talented learner, if I had to hazard a guess. And of course, there's still a great debate on whether or not Sei himself is a genius or a talented learner. Right? A lot of people have been leaning towards talented learners thanks to his experience in Spain breaking him and sending him back a much different man. He was forced to learn something over there. So like, I don't know. And so let's see. At this rate, you'll never beat the geniuses. Oh, and you know what? Once again, I love how Kaiser's like, it's. I can't think of like a remotely comparable scenario, because obviously I've never been in a scenario similar to this. But I still remember there was a time where it was so stupid. It was so stupid. But we had our dumb little pride. We were back in like high school gym. I had this one guy, this one feller, and he was real good. He was real good in basically every single sport we played. And since I was a freak, I loved gym. I loved working up a sweat. I loved having a good time. So we always played against each other. Until it came to the older grades. When we were still youngins, it was like, how can we beat their overwhelming power? But sometimes we still end up on different teams, right? We wouldn't push it. But then one day came along. And I was just like, we were playing volleyball. We were going to be playing against the seniors. And we were sophomores at the time. So like we knew we were cooked. But then I was like, dude, we always do this. We always make sure to stand separate so we end up on different teams. So we can have our good time and yada yada. Why don't we just work together? We know individually we aren't going to beat them. We probably won't even put up a good fight because we aren't built like that. But if you take my hand, Buckaroo, I feel like we can make this work. And he didn't give me this exact same look. He scoffed at me. But we did end up being on the same team that day. And I wish I could say we had like a triumphant story. No, we still lost. There's no hero's journey there. We still got absolutely cursed off by the seniors. But still, it felt better, right? We got a couple points off. Where before we would go like, we played like games of 21. So like, we'd go like 21-2. We went 21-10. So we put up a better fight. But the both of us together. And I like that Isagi and Kaiser, they're having a moment that reminds me of that. And I feel like maybe, well, because once again, I didn't actually do many team sports. The only team sport I technically did was track, right? And like, technically that is a team sport when you're doing relays, but like, it's a different kind of team sport. So for any of my people out there, have you ever had a dynamic? It doesn't have to just be like in a team sport, but any time in life where you had someone who you stood opposed with most of the time, but ultimately you understood in order to overcome a certain limit, a certain threshold, a certain adversary, whether it be intellectually, physically, or anything of the sort. Have you ever had to reach out that hand before? Or have you ever had someone reach that hand out to you? Because they also do have an inverse story of that, but that's like an intellectual thing, which I feel like is completely disconnected from the world of like football and soccer. So I try to stick with like a physical thing, which reminded me of the gym incident. But there was that time where someone was like, Pencil, I need your help. I don't understand the statistics test. Work with me. And I was like, okay. But let's see. The way Rin is now, I can't stop him on my own anymore. I mean, that's true. He even had to puppeteer Kaiser in order to stop him. If he scores again, it's game over. Rin's like, yeah, you know I'm built like that. But let's see. There's no telling when he'll surpass our imaginations again. The only way to beat him is by teaming up and combining our high-level logic. We proved that it was possible, that was possible with our defensive play earlier. So if we coordinate together... Ooh, is that a new angle? Why do I not remember this angle? So if we coordinate together on an attack, we'll prove that talented learners can defeat geniuses. Technically they're beating Shido and Rin at the same time. And like Shido, I feel like it's weird, but Shido kind of hasn't been included in the genius discussion. Or at least I don't feel like he has. Like he hasn't been included in the panels. Like the main ones I remember are Rin, Baro, and like Bachina. And like Chigiri, I think. But Shido's also technically a genius, so technically that would be them defeating the geniuses. But ultimately, when you look at PXG, it's just those two. Like, I mean, Zantetsu technically is a genius, kind of, sort of, but like, he's an idiot. So like, he doesn't really use his godlike speed to the capacity that he should to really qualify him for a genius. Tokimitsu, also just a wall of muscle. Also, technically a genius for all his purposes. We don't know if he trained physically to get that muscle, if he's biologically gifted, but still, he's not enough. He's not enough. And Karasu's whole narrative, I need to review episode Nagi. Shoot, it's been weeks. I need to review. Sorry, that smacked me over the dome. I'm gonna have to record that like tomorrow. But set a reminder for tomorrow to record episode Nagi at 5 p.m. All right, perfect. But sorry, I completely got sidetracked. But ultimately, I think it'd be better. It would almost be better if the Masters were still on the field. I'd have to say, because like Rin, because ultimately, because Shido has kind of not been allowed to be a character that's relevant, essentially what Isagi's really saying here is, we'll prove that talented learners can defeat a genius. Because that's who they're fighting. Like, sure, Shido's there. But like, no one else on PXG has really proven threatening. I mean, Charles, I guess, but like, Shido, I guess, and then that's it. So Rin truly has become the one-man army, the genius, which I guess what's the thing? Ultimately, it's a blessing and a curse, because that works. You know what I mean? Like, that worked. Ultimately, selling Rin as this like literal monstrous deific creature that would take two of the brightest minds we've seen in the entire manga work together to simply comprehend and work around. It goes to show just how powerful Rin is. But then again, this is going to endlessly feed into the idea of like, well, how is Isagi ever supposed to surpass Rin? If he needs the help of someone as talented and skilled and devious and diabolical as Kaiser to stop Rin right now, who he's not going to have again, how is he going to stop Loki? How is he going to stop Noah? Of course, he still has a lot of growing to do, but still, it does raise those questions. Personally, I'm always in the camp that Isagi can and always will be a striker. Right? But I understand how stuff like this especially will lead to people being like, oh, well, Isagi's trapped as a midfielder forever. Because he can't even bother to defeat a single man all by himself. A man who's younger than him. Isn't that embarrassing? Let's see. That's your reasoning for teaming up with me. Yeah. Other than my personal erasure of feeling. Oh, wait, what? Other than my personal erasure of feelings, I want to live to prove myself to the world like you. Yeah, once again, that's how. And I thank the I'm gonna get into the habit. If there's a comment that I remember specifically, that I know I'm gonna mention later if it's ever like brought up again, I'm gonna write it down, or else I'm gonna like make a notes doc, because someone had perfectly explained it to me. A few chapters back, I had questioned how the heck is Isagi a world ego type if he's so focused on like winning himself, and absolutely, but technically that's it. Ultimately, what makes him a world ego type is that he cares what the world thinks. And honestly, that's the difference. And that's why I think Isagi versus Noah will be such a fantastic climactic match. Because ultimately, one cares heavily about what the world thinks. The other couldn't care less. They are just naturally the best by pursuing their own hunger and desire. Noah became number one because he was born with the ability to and naturally achieved it. Isagi is desiring to become number one in spite of how he was born. And that's why he has a glass throw. Oh, God. Like you, I'll throw away my emotions to win. This feeling of using all my talents as tools. I want to dive into this version of me. But I get it. Well, obviously not to the same degree, right? Like, one thing I haven't played soccer, and nor have I played like any sport that's like this mentally and physically intense. But I do get it. Like, viewing yourself as a unit and stopping, like, it's weird to say separating yourself from yourself, but I feel like anyone who's had to like prepare for an interview or even like try out for a team or anything like that, anyone who's had to prove themselves has done that, either fully, actively, or even subconsciously. You've separated you from yourself and reflected upon yourself, if that makes sense. You've looked in the mirror and been like, okay, I can do this, that, and the third. How can I apply these things that I am capable of right now to the situation where I need it? Like, my yapping ability, in combination with my ability to draw, gave birth to the channel. That was a moment of with that, and in combination with the dumb argument I had with a guy, darn, like 7 years ago now. But like, that was it. It was the combination of that argument, my ability to draw, and my ability to yap. Those three things, my ability and willingness to yap, those three things gave birth to that guy with the pencil. But I only did that after breaking away from myself, understanding I had those capabilities and I had those thoughts, and I applied it to that. So this is what Isagi's doing. He's separating himself from Isagi Yoichi while acknowledging the capacity and abilities of Isagi Yoichi. Which is... Oh, it's me. Let's see. Yoichi. Has he lost it? I was like... This boy's crazy. This boy crazy. I was like, no. He's totally sane right now. Is this his true ego? Is it? Like, once again, I actually haven't read the light novels. Like, I considering how much I cover Bullet, I know I should go. But question for the true ego truthers, the real Isagi ego, the buried ego Isagi truthers, is this Isagi's real ego? Do you guys think that is? Because ultimately, I still feel like it isn't. Like, I mean, to a degree, throwing all else away for victory technically is his true ego, I guess. But I still feel like there's something missing. There's something, like, Isagi Yoichi will not be complete. I believe he will beat Rin. I believe he will beat PXG. I believe Kaiser will take his hand in this moment and they shall work together to overcome the genius. But, like, something tells me Isagi Yoichi isn't done here. I still feel like he has a lot of growing and self-reflection and self-introspection to do. And that's not just because your boy wants, like, 400 chapters more, blah, blah. I would never say such a thing like that. But at the same time, I feel like Isagi Yoichi still has something left to uncover. There's still more depths to the boy that we simply just don't understand. If you know what I'm saying. But, let's see. If we team up to win, like you say, then who gets to score the last goal? Kaiser focuses on the big, heavy thing. I don't blame him, though. I don't blame him. Because that is the thing, right? That's the thing that defines them. And ironically enough, since both of them are 1-1, and they've proven each other's equals in every other way, this last thing, and that's the thing that I love and hate about the new English League, for all intents and purposes, unless the U20 arc is followed by a club arc. Because I've seen a lot of people, especially with the nature of Isagi possibly winning this game and getting a big value increase and possibly being directed by the most expensive team in the world, we could get a hypothetical U20 arc, Japan loses, and then a club arc where everyone goes to their own clubs, and then we have Kaiser and Isagi and Sei all on Real Madrid. Like that is a possibility. And then in that case, we could hypothetically get the Isagi Kaiser team up again. But what makes the Neo Aegis League so good, so special, and so sad for you, boy, is that this is it. This is it. This is the last, however many chapters left you think there are. Whether you think, I think the volume ends in like a chapter or 2 chapters. If you think the game's ending next chapter or 3 chapters from now or 4 or 5, this is it. This is the last chance we're going to get to see these two work together. And I'm going to miss it. Let's see. Let's do it fairly. And I love how it's weird to say, but does anyone else see what I see? Isagi's eyes look almost empty. Like let's do it fairly. We'll go with whatever is the most logical path to victory. Like the slight head tilt, the way his hair is covering one of his eyes, like it looks like he truly is somewhat gone. Like the man known as Isagi Yoichi has really disconnected from the body that he's in, and is more so just understanding things. And it is almost robotic in the sense that he's relaying information that he understands, almost entirely independent of he who he is. And I know almost everyone has had this moment. If for my drivers who have to drive long distances, y'all have had this. You ever hopped in a car and disappeared? Like you sit back after you get to your destination and be like, I actually don't remember driving like at all. Like your body just goes on autopilot. Especially if it's a drive you have to do a lot. Like I drive pretty far for work every day, so like my brain will just like autopilot for the most part to get me there and back, unless I'm like extremely sleepy, and then I have to like lock in, like sing music to make sure I stay awake and my body doesn't autopilot into the woods. But I've had those moments where the body will just shut down, but you can still relay information. I've had like those translate moments where if it's something I know very, very well, I can just like lock in and then just immediately wake up after the fact. There was a time where I had to do like a speech as a part of a group, and I had practiced it over and over and over and over and over again. So when I finally went up and did the speech, I blinked and it was over. I said it. I got accolades for it. People were like, wow, it was crazy, pencil. And I was like, thanks. I don't actually remember doing it. I had those moments. I feel like Isagi's in one of those trances right now. In other words, okay. Luck. After we make the best passes that logic allows, whoever has the ball at the last moment will score. I see. Ooh, and I love how Isagi's portrayed as the light, the logic. He was transcended. And Kaiser, by giving into the shadows that he always used to run away from, he's now portrayed as the darkness. Like, there's visual storytelling and there's writing. Nomura and Kaneshiro Sensei, top tier at both. I see. To do that, any personal feelings and emotions would just be noise. Right. That's our mutual condition. From this point on, we'll abandon our egos. Become machines. Yeah, there we go. Become machines built to win. This is the only way for guys like us to surpass geniuses. Right. And I love this reaction from Kaiser. I'm sorry, I'm glazing so much because I think we're about to go. But what I love about this is how what hit me all the way back in Manshine is now hitting Kaiser. I think while we aren't getting like his thought bubbles, he's realizing what Isagi has done. He's already sort of accepted it earlier in this game that Isagi has been a big factor for his growth, and Isagi himself already knows, oh, even Rin's not the only one who needs my shout to grow, Kaiser as well, or vice versa. I forget which one it was. But ultimately, now it's really hitting. Kaiser knows, oh no. He's right. He's evolved. This is not the same Yoichi who just months ago I came here to play with and toy with and destroy for the sake of my own value. No, this is a man who understands. This is a man who stands my equal. This is a man who ultimately I will have to discard everything alongside to achieve my goal. I must sacrifice my ego in order to obtain the validation of it. Let's see. Okay, Yoichi, I still hate you so much I could die. But if it's a job like that, I'll consider it. I still want to beat you to a pulp too. This is just a rational This is just a rational contract to get what we want. You want to surpass Rin, right? You want to crush Noah, right? Yes, you fool. Our objectives align. What? No, this is supposed to be a spray. Oh! It's white. Just have the camera stay up. It is white. White is every. Oh, the whole room. It's up to my ankles. Now it's up to my calves. Now it's up to my knees. I'm gonna stop it right there before it becomes up to the camera. Oh, my parlay. Somebody picked up the phone, dog. Somebody picked up the phone. Oh, yes. For this next point, we'll make a D's contract to overcome the geniuses. Yes. I've been waiting for times like this, though. Thumbnail. Oh, the thumbnail's gonna go so quick. Now I'm gonna paint the thumbnail white too. The whole. Oh, shoot, it's sticky. It's everywhere. It's all time. Everything's sticky. It's getting sticky. Let's see. To overcome the and I love how their egos mix and clash here a little bit too, but ultimately destroy themselves in the center of the impact. Because by making that union, they are destroying what they stand for. And ultimately, just to achieve what they stand for is... Kaneshiro Sensei. Dare I say this is better writing than all My Hero Academia? Okay, let me not lie. But still, he's cooking. He's cooking. Look, like... I still get it. I still get people who would like Isagi Baro more. I still get people who like Isagi Rin more. Like, I see the logic behind it. But it's crazy how this, like, 100 chapter, 4 game-ish arc has, like, just let me stop. I'm gonna bust again. Let's see. The final match of the New Aegis League has reached its endgame. Not even the arrival of the Masters could settle this feverish battle. Kunigami culprits? Is it your time? Kunigami culprits? They said the most logical thing. They said the most Kunigami culprits. It could be your turn. Hold on. It can't be because they need something to win and score the last goal. But like, that'd be a crazy book. Oh, I hate it because I could. Oh no, I know the Kunigami creamers are gonna be going crazy in the comments, bro. He's back. He's in the. Well, he's putting his hair up. I ain't got that much hair, but both teams are swapping out their masters for other players. Who are you? I could have sworn they're other blood. Who are you, Gavin? Let's see. But hold on. Let me give some quick credit to the Kunigami culprits real quick. It's not insane. It's not for the bookend of it all. It's not insane. If ultimately these two through their supreme logic, rationalize that together, neither of them is capable of scoring a goal. And they need to use he who has made a but that would be, it'd be so good for Kunigami's arc, kind of, sort of. But it would come at the sacrifice of Isagi and Kaiser. I feel like Isagi still has to score. Isagi still has to score, but I know the Kunigami Creamers are going to go crazy on the theory time right now. Because technically, he's the goal. Well, then again, he wasn't the first goal, but he is the goal that ended the first game. So wouldn't it be crazy if he was the goal that ended the last game? Oh no, please, Kunigami, just latch back on the Shido and chill, dog. Please, 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 my parlay. Because ultimately, Isagi scoring and scoring the final goal is also part of my parlay. So I like Loki. I don't need Kunigami. Need you to fumble. Let's see. Hey, let's finish this. Isagi-kun, Kaiser. All right, let's go. Why is the whole area wide? Oh, why is it sticky? I'll swing another. It's up to his desk. Oh, sorry. Gotta win. I can still run, Zantetsu. I'm sorry, dog. We have more time in episode Nagi. Let's see. I'll survive this. The Naze is for real, G. It's been real and it's been fun for all three of you. It's crazy how I think these top three are all safe, including Igure. I know you may be saying, like, that's crazy, Pencil. He only stopped Rin twice. He stopped Rin twice. He stopped Awakened Rin twice. Like, that's nothing to sleep on. But it's crazy how I think all three of these characters may be caught. Maybe not Zantetsu. He seems to be pretty popular in episode Nagi, but I don't know. Maybe he's cooked too. I don't know. Let's see. What we'll have to do, I will have to make that video. I will have to make that video predicting my top 23 before the end of this match, because that'll confirm it. Let's see. Alrighty. Time for our last I've been making too many bus jokes, so like I can't even. It's time for our last spurt. Like I know, like spurt of energy, but it's BL. You know what my brain leaps to, but and you know what? Since I've been talking so freaky this chapter and my parlay hit and all that, I'm not even gonna do grade the emoji speak. Shoutouts to little emoji. I'm gonna bring the grand finale. Shido, you're not. I will say this, I'm gonna say this and it's gonna sound absurd. If Shido scores the last goal, I will literally, I will grab the largest, most juiciest, most scrumbly-umptious jar of ice cream, put on swimming trunks, go fill up an inflatable pool, fill that with ice, and then sit in there and eat the ice cream until the bowl's done. I will get, you know how big this thing is? I will get something twice as big. I'll get a bowl that big, scoop it full of ice cream, and go sit in an ice bath and record the whole thing. If Shido somehow gets the last goal, I am that, like, unlike the Kunigami Copium, I am that confident that Shido cannot cook. He cannot. If he does, I will find you, Punishiro Sensei. Let's see. Oh, I'll crush them all. Rin, lose, please. You can't be Isagi yet. Let's see. Hey, Yoshi Isagi, please teach him how to watch his mouth. It's your responsibility, Noah. What's wrong? Look, you little mad? You a little bit perturbed, you a little bit annoyed. What happened, dog? Are you sad that you're just a man who happened to be born fast? Let's see. Huh? No, it's like, that is not my son. That is Eagle's offspring. That is not me. Let's see. You didn't say anything wrong. No one said, well, shoot, if he roasted me, I can hop on his roast train. He ain't incorrect. Okay. What the heck? Are you saying I lost? No, he's saying you were just born fast. Oh, that's crazy. Well, honestly, these two do need to have some beef. I do think they are going to be like the final threat. Like, they're going to be a duo combo final threat. But still, they need some beef too, since Loki is chasing Noah's position. Let's see. No, this isn't settled yet. But we may have opened the door to Yoichi Isagi's ego. Is it really his true ego though? I don't know. Once again, I'll meet my light novel readers out there to come catch me out. Maybe it is. Let's see. You tried to use him, but ended up getting used? Yeah. This new ego to his league wasn't just a simple cash grab. Jinpachi ego exploited our desires for new egos. Played all like a fiddle to drag us into his league, his laboratory, for facilitating rapid evolution. And we totally bought into his gamble. That you did. Took you long enough to realize, you geniuses. What I wanted was the injection of fire we'd get when you idiot masters with the world's biggest egos finally got serious. Why so serious? You wanna know why? It was a gamble to see who can endure it. Rin Itoshi and Isagi Yoichi managed to acquire the techniques and mindsets to survive in that atmosphere of madness. Now we see those seeds of evolution. Okay, Rin, tongue out. Sweat dripping. Oh, no. Okay, it's right below the camera. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. It's gonna take forever to clean up. No. I'm sorry. Have proved they have world-changing originality. I'm so bricked right now. But now it's time for the birth of a new egoist hero. Alright, is that the end? Yep, that's the end of the chat. And I think I forgot to pre-draw. Listen, is this my favorite? No, it's not my favorite chapter in the series, but it feels so good. They cannot lose, though. They cannot lose, and one of those two has to score. I'm gonna put two. One of those two has to score, and they cannot lose. If they don't score and or they lose, this is the most embarrassing and then confusing story point of all time. But overall, there's a reason I'm currently swimming in white right now. This chapter's just so peak. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please leave the king's divinity. Well, that's why. No. I'm gonna leave that until Isagi scores. I'm gonna leave that password until Isagi scores. I'll remember that. Leave the final fusion. The final fusion. TFF in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out on every videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have to have a page down below where you can support me for as low as $1 and things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Those perks include the live reactions over the series I'm to review, ad variations of all my videos, and becoming $20 Patreon and $20 member. You can order whatever video you want. Also a link to my Ko-Fi description below where you can drop 5 things for a short video, 20 things for a long video, or any means at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that with a pencil, writing off.
I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members, Zara, Greyhound, Eternal Flame, Redwolf 4765, Astro, Brandon Payne, Glacier XZ, and G Prosper. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $5 members, A+A, Ignil Lind, Kevin Encarnacion, Midnight Lord 21, and Sean. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $7 members, Fine, Austin Wimberly, Uchiha, and Yuki Ally. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $10 members, AZ Void, J Warrior, and Robbie Uchiha. And I'd like to give a big old thank you to our $10 patrons, Overlord Zero, Waki Munoz, and Idem Okami. And I'd like to give a final gracious gargantuan thank you to our $100 That Guy with a Pencil tier patron, Calvin Elder.